Author L.B.Alexander celebrated the launch of her newest book, Working Man, at Sarah's Lingerie in Studio City. It was an intimate evening of bites, sips, and conversation. And Sarah's Lingerie was the perfect venue to have such an event. Sarah's Lingerie is located at 12244 Ventura Boulevard, Studio City, California, 91604. So if you're looking for that special lingerie to lounge around the house in while you read Working Man and some of LB's other books, the Swan Lake series, you would have found the right place.
Big fan of Miss Alexander. This book right here, Working Man, is the one that I want to play the title role for, so that's why I'm here. But Violet, she's running a dating app, which is, I'm sure, every woman back in every corner of the world can relate to, you know, being a 21st century woman. And she's without her boyfriend, so she takes an escort, a male escort, to her annual retreat, and then that's where the romance ensues. So it's a great book, and you know, every girl has a working man.
And you should be actually doing that role, right? Do you think?
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's sort of right up my alley. So from all the movies that people have seen me in, Coach Carter, or Chocolate City, I would say, and Kinky, and all those movies, sort of right up my alley. So.
Do you have any memories of books you read when you were little that kind of resonated with you at all?
I think that, you know, every generation grows up with a different sort of medium for how they consume literature and storytelling. I know that ours is very musical, with a lot of CDs, and also with a lot of movies. So I wouldn't say that I'm much of a reader. People who know me know that I'm not much of a reader. But I do think that everyone should, you know, curl up, get some Elite, and enjoy The Working Man. It's a great read.
So you might be inspired to actually read this particular book.
Yes, right? Absolutely.
If you're going to do the role, come on, you've got to do it right.
Right. Everyone should read a good book. I agree, yep.
So what's happening next for you? I know you've done a lot of different things. What's on the horizon for the end of this year and going into 2022? I
play a working man in a movie. It's on Lifetime. It's called The Fight That Never Ends. It's like Titanic in the hood. It's an amazing romance. It's me, Krista B. Allen, and it's directed by Preston Whitmore. So I'm very excited.
So how do fans follow you, find you, and stay in touch?
Fans know they can always come up to me. I'm always in the airport, on trains and planes. So come up to me. I don't bite. But you can follow me at The Robert Ri'chard on my website, therobertrichard.com, and then at The Robert Ri'chard on every platform.
Well, thank you so much for being here tonight. And I know I cannot wait to see you in that role, The Working Man. Thank you so much. Thanks. Tonight is an exciting night. We're here for your daughter's amazing book launch, L.B.Alexander. First, tell us, as a mom, how do you feel about her being here tonight with her 3 books?
Let me tell you, I am so godly proud of the young woman that she's become. That's the first thing, because she loves God. The second thing, just proud of her career and her career choices and the things that she's done. She's never disappointed me. I can't say there's ever been a time in her life that she's disappointed me. She is an intelligent romantic novelist, and I coined that phrase for her because when I read her first novel, Swan Lake, I was thoroughly impressed with the places that she took me. She's well-traveled, and so she knows art and art history. So her books take you on a journey, you know, places you just dream about going, you know. And so that impressed me, and I thought, oh my God, look at my, like, you know, this is my daughter. And you just don't think that you're going to be reading a novel, you know, written by your child. And so I think that was the first thing for me. It just really moved me. I cried, you know. And then on this third one, it's a gender swap Pretty Woman.
I love it already.
And Pretty Woman happens to be one of my favorite movies. I love, you know, the interaction between Ri'chard and Julia Roberts. I think it's a classic, you know, and you got to understand the undertones and the messaging underneath the movie. And her book, slam dunks. She really, really does a great job with Working Man. So, and it was my idea to, of course, hold this book signing in a lingerie store. And so it's the perfect setting. The lead character, Violet, actually goes to an upscale lingerie store to purchase lingerie. And so we thought we'd do something different with her book signing. And so we're here, and here it is.
What do you feel like tonight? Here she is, 3 books. What's going on in your head seeing that beautiful child of yours so articulate and so intelligent and so talented?
Wow, you said it all. There's nothing left for me to say. Although I got to tell you how proud I am of her. And unfortunately, I've been barred from reading any of her novels because they happen to have romantic twists. So I'm looking forward to the opportunity when she makes a book that us gentlemen are able to read. And I guess because of whatever it is, and I don't know if the audience ends up reading it, and that you're written by your daughter, there might be some kind of romantic sections to it that might be prohibitive, and particularly as a father, you have a view of your daughter, and the last thing you want to view of your daughter, particularly in a lingerie place like this, is with wearing lingerie or anything like that. So it's got to be cotton or cotton nothing. But the beautiful thing is that it takes a tremendous amount of courage and ambition and dedication in order to accomplish anything. So not only has it been accomplished once, it's been accomplished 2, and it's been accomplished 3 times. So it's on a trajectory. And the trajectory, I think, right now is going to be wonderful. I hear that the books are great. I don't know.
But you have to read them.
I'm forbidden from reading.
Are you seriously forbidden? Forbidden? Like, can you sneak a chapter? How would they know? How would she know?
That would be a violation now, wouldn't it? I don't want to be violating it.
Well, what if somebody read it to you? Ha-ha! That's not a violation of any kind.
Okay, so that'd be like, no. And the relationship I have with her, I need to protect that same level of confidence. And the confidence she's asked me to do is to not read them. Matter of fact, I probably have not really seen the cover until maybe the last 12 months of anything that she's written. So, but I do counsel and get and receive counseling, from her and the ambitions that she happens to have, and I'm very proud of her.
It's wonderful. I'm extremely happy for her. I just found out that she has 3 books yesterday, so I wasn't aware. So this is something that, it's just wonderful to see her going and doing something that she's passionate about and following her dreams, and here to support. And I would love to check out the books. She's forbid me, I guess, because it's
2. She said Dad says no, he's not supposed to. And now you can't either. What?
I don't listen to rules though. So I'm gonna read the books. I'm gonna give. I'm reading the books. She's over here. She's hating on it right now. She can't stop me though. The books are for sale. So that's what happens. So when you go and you publish a book and you put books out there in the world, people are going to read the books. You know what I mean?
A friend might read it, and a friend might call you and say, "Hey, I love this chapter."
Absolutely. So I'm reading it unadulterated, unfiltered. I want to know what's going on in these books. So I'm going to check out the books. I noticed, I think one of them is a 2-part, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm looking forward to that one, because I enjoy a long story in the evening. So, yeah.
Well, it just so happens that the author's mother is a very, 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 very dear friend. But I also had a copy of Lisa's first book, and I liked it. And so, she, asked me to come to this, and I would come here obviously and support her because I think she's an excellent writer. I think she's really kind of delves in and breaks out of that box that we think about romance novelists and stuff like that. And also, the location of the lingerie store didn't hurt either. I thought that was very apropos to have a romance novel signing in a lingerie store. It's wonderful. I'll probably either be propped up on my couch in front of the fireplace, or I'll just be in bed because my bed is comfortable and have my little Alexa on spa music or just something low. But yeah, it's either going to be in a bed or cover the couch with a nice, I'm not going to say a glass of wine. It could be a nice iced tea or just something. Because if I have wine, then I'm going to have another, and then the book's going to go out the window and I'm going to fall asleep. So
L.B.Alexander, sexy and sophisticated love stories. Wow, I have not read this book just yet, but man, I'm curious to know somebody else's love story because it's definitely sophisticated out here. Everybody's got a situation. I think that's one thing that can never get old is a love story, especially because it's always sophisticated. You just never know what you're going to deal with. So I'm curious to see what types of stories that she has inside of this book. So I'm Rich LaRue. I'm a creative content director. I film, edit, and direct video and photo. And right now I'm working on a documentary that I can't say the name of right now, but let's just say it is the survival guide to the industry that we all want to be in.
Well, Gail is a friend of mine, and I came out to support her and her daughter and her book. It seems like a fascinating subject, so I was like, I definitely have to come and check it out.
Now, even if you're not a reader, if you were reading or you are a reader, what's the genre that you like?
Romance, self-help, anything that's gonna make me better or like inspire me and help me to navigate this thing called life. So, anything in that genre, I'm down for. I'm gonna buy it before I leave today, and definitely I'm going to Detroit tomorrow, so I will be reading it on the plane.
She read us a little chapter, and it was, it's gonna get warm and hot, maybe hotter.
Okay, I got to pick it up. Yes. I think it's more so like using your imagination as you're reading, and then reading intentionally and with purpose, right? I do a lot of audiobooks because I work a lot. I'm in front of a computer a lot all day. So for me, audiobooks work for me. Like when I was driving here, I was listening to an audiobook for an hour and a half, right? So it gets me through several chapters. But I'm definitely looking forward to something where I can go, turn the pages. But I have not found a book that has moved me like that. So I'm definitely, like I said, I'm so excited to read this book to see if it's going to really pull me in.